Hallo, herzlich willkommen hier von der Beanscom 2022 aus unserem Glaskastenstudio. Ihr kennt es vielleicht schon, ihr habt es in einigen Shows gesehen. Das können wir euch in diesem Jahr vor allem dank der Unterstützung von Y-Food hier präsentieren. Ihr seht es einmal hier und ich bin froh darüber, dass wir diesen Partner am Start haben. Weil man hat immer wenig Zeit auf der Messe und ich freue mich darüber, wenn man sich zwischendurch dann mal so ein Y-Food schnappen kann. Warum sind wir jetzt hier in diesem Studio und warum habe ich hier diesen Gast neben mir sitzen? Es geht um das Spiel Serial Cleaners, über das wir jetzt hier einmal sprechen werden. Und wir machen das Ganze, ihr kennt es schon aus früheren Jahren, primär in Englisch, weil der Christoph, der hier mit mir sitzt, primär Englisch spricht und nicht so gut Deutsch. Deswegen switchen wir da einmal rüber, aber ihr werdet das im Wesentlichen gut nachvollziehen können. Und wir werden hier vor allem auch spielen. Das heißt, das Spiel seht ihr ohnehin und das ist ja auch immer das Wichtigste tatsächlich, dass man so ein Spiel mal in Bewegung sieht. Und darum sage ich, hi Christoph,
hi.
It's great to have you here. Krzysztof Szczudtowksi, lead designer at Draw Distance, and you are working on the game called Serial Cleaners. And
That's
I think you guys have been working on it for quite some time now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's 2.5 years to make this game, so yeah, it was some time.
And it's a sequel to an older game, right? I think it's kind of like a very beloved indie game from 2017.
Yeah, it was released in 2017, and it is called Serial Cleaner without an S on the end.
All right, and now you're expanding on the idea of Serial Cleaner with the second game. It has a different look to it. I think we can switch into the game because you will be demoing it for us right from the start. I think we are skipping the tutorial part of the game to show some actual mission. You can describe what's going on there, which character we're playing, and what you're actually doing in the game called Serial Cleaners, because it's a pretty unusual game.
Yeah, so right now we are playing, we are in a funeral house, which serves as a front of bloody business of our cleaners. And they meet here, it's 99, United States, New York City. They meet here to party, to talk about the 90s decade, about what happened then. And they will be reminiscing about different bloody missions of theirs. And this is the beginning of the game, they just starting the party. And in a few moments we will see Bob on his first mission in New York City in the 1990s.
Okay, so the game's playing in the past, but the actual missions are even more in the past, right?
No, yeah, that's right. It's 99 right now. We are in the funeral house. Right now, Bob has to go to scream to the corpses of Mitch Milton, which is a character that you get to know at the beginning of the game.
Yo, Mick, the kids want to listen about the good old times. So, 1990. A crooked lawyer's call, a serial cleaner parting a Red Sea like Moses.
So now, as you can see, the background of the mission is there at the bottom. You can read that it's 1990. We are in Manhattan. And each mission, usually, not all of them, but most of them are inspired by movies, by specific movies. So this one, for example, is inspired by Martin Scorsese's Bring Out the Dead.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, the music is very movie-inspired too, isn't it?
Yeah. Each character has its own soundtrack. It was made by one composer, Joshua Eustace, who was playing in Nine Inch Nails. He's known for his project called Telephone Tel Aviv, and he made soundtracks for each character, and it's completely different music, and it's all connected with a chamber music that you can hear in a funeral house.
All right.
Okay, so right now we are playing the Bob, the character from the first game, main character. He serves as a mentor in this game. And the formula is the same in the first game. So you are vacuuming blood, you are picking up evidence, you are getting rid of the corpses, but everything is much more complex. We added more layers to it. So usually you can do two actions on body. Right now, I'm wrapping body, and when I'm wrapping it, I can drag it, or I can just pick it up. And the special ability of Bob is sliding on blood, which it's silent and it's quicker. So each character in our game has this special ability called Cleaner Sense that you can check the whole map, what you need to do.
And it shows you different points of interaction, right? That you can interact with.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of things that you can do in this game. We added basic things like crouching, like sprinting, that were missing in the first game. It was a much simpler game. And the cops are reacting to many things. They can react to light. It also makes the character less visible, which might be handy. And yeah, and we have two kinds of evidence in this game. We have small evidence that you are just picking up, and we have a big evidence that you can throw around. You can throw it to distract police, you can throw it at them to knock them out.
But you're not actually fighting police, right? You're kind of like
if I want to, if I want to, I can.
But do you have any chance of winning if you fight the police?
Not really. Okay. There are a lot. We do a lot of things to so player can't win with the police. For example, you see those stars at the right corner. It's a system similar to GTA, where if you're playing too aggressively, the police is getting more aggressive as well. And as you can see, police reacts to different things. They saw that I moved the body, they saw evidence, they saw that the doors were open. Okay. So, yeah, and you can do this mission in many different ways. For example, right now, because I'm vacuuming, the police hears me, so he will come here. I can just hide here.
So, and your main objective is to basically remove all the blood, remove all the evidence, and then you can complete the level.
That's right, yeah.
So you can't leave the crime scene before you've done everything, right?
And right now, I can just close those doors, keep vacuuming, police will not go to me because those are closed, so those are those small things, all those layers that I was talking about that we added to this game.
The special ability that you're currently showing here, this is kind of like the main difference between the characters, or do they differ in more ways?
They have different actions, not all actions, but they have a bit different actions on bodies, and each character has a special ability. So for example, Bob can slide on the ballot, and we got like overall four different characters. So we got Psycho as well, who uses chainsaw to chop up bodies.
Oh, okay.
And then he can throw limbs at police and knock them out, and you can lock the police somewhere so you can remove them from map. You got Viper. She is a hacker, and she hacks computers to turn on electronics remotely from different places. She also uses vents to maneuver to move around the map in a more stealthy way.
So what would you say is kind of like your main influence in terms of games? I mean, you mentioned movie influences, but I think you took a look at other games that inspired you to create serial cleaners.
We are really first game for sure. We wanted to build something around this core idea that we have in the first game. Then we added a lot of inspirations from newest Hitman games, from immersive sims overall. The possibility that you can choose the way you play. It's up to you how you will tackle the mission. You can do it more aggressive. Right now I'm playing like more stealthy way, but I can be much more aggressive.
Do you also get some kind of rating at the end of a mission to show how well you've done?
Nope, unfortunately not.
Okay.
But also it's because we want you. Right now we don't want you to rank you to say if you are playing good or bad. We want you to figure it out yourself and to be happy whatever you do. So you can see I throw big evidence at the police, and this one police guy armed himself. Right now, at the beginning they were running with buttons, and right now one of those guys has a gun and can shoot to me. So if you are playing more aggressively, the game gets a bit harder.
Sure.
As you can see right now, police guy just moved himself so you can see that the body is missing. Okay, so I need to wait a bit.
how long you would say an average mission takes in Serial Cleaners? How long you usually need to finish
sure.
that mission?
I would say like from 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to even a half hour. Later in the game.
But can you save in between a running mission?
Yeah. Every time you are disposing something, there is automatical save, and you can also manually save the game.
And you always have these points of disposal where you can remove stuff from the map.
That's the case. Yeah. So a lot of criticism to the first game was more like in Hotline Miami style that every time you died you started from the beginning.
Yeah, right. I read that. That looked a lot more like Hotline Miami. Like the style here is really different to the first game.
So as you can see, the pace is a bit slower here, and the game is much more complex. So if you want to play this permadeath way, you can always restart and start from beginning.
Sure.
But we really care about our story in that game, and we want you to get to know the story and to get to know our characters. So that's why we decided to add more save options.
And there's as you're mentioning the story and the importance of the story, I've read that there are also conversations in the game, and you can influence answers you give, and you can influence the way the story develops, right?
Yeah, actually there are flashback sections that in the game. They are more narrative oriented, and there you can get to know characters more and get to know their motivations. And accordingly to different dialogue options that you will choose, something will happen at the end, and you will see a bit different ending.
Okay.
It's been 10 years since I got back to working with corpses full time. And I still can't believe that 3 walking.
And this game is a sequel, but we made it that way so all people that didn't play the first game, they can still understand what is happening. And for those people who play the first game, they can appreciate a few notes to the first game. A few characters will be back.
And also, I think you guys are kind of like expanding on the platforms that you roll the game out on. I think the first one was mainly PC game, and this will be on consoles as well.
Actually, I believe the first game was also on the consoles and on Switch. So yeah. So right now, each mission is tied to the specific character, and right now you can choose which character you want to play, and that's our non-linearity in the game. So there's some character that is interesting for you.
What's your favorite character? I mean, you know
actually,
them.
my favorite character is a Psycho.
But I'm not very good at telling.
So this game is a stealth action game. So you can choose the way you want to play it. You can play it as a stealth game, you can play it as an action game. I'm not the best I'm not very patient guy, so Psycho is a character for me.
I have the same problem. I try it a few times and I get really impatient, and then I try to go through aggressively.
And it's fine with our game. There's those layers that as you saw, this star system. So you can play more aggressively, and the game will be more interesting for you as aggressively you are playing, because more things are happening. Police are picking up their guns, and yeah.
I mean, if he's a psycho, can he pick up guns himself and use them?
Nope. We are serial cleaners, no serial killers. So.
Great work ethics, I think.
Yeah.
Not using any guns.
Yeah, but Psycho lives a bit of gray area. He chops bodies, and if they are dead, he can do a lot of things with them. So this is the beginning of the game. So this is the first time Bob and Psycho meet here. So right now Psycho is still a mafia enforcer guy, and he went rogue on a mission and killed everyone. In that way, he resembles one character for a Fargo movie.
Yeah. You mean the guy who's cutting up his own friend in Fargo, right? Yeah,
that's the guy.
We all know him.
Okay, so let's start.
Ah, it's even the same disposal, the wood chipper.
Yeah.
But you have to clean up all the blood afterwards?
Yeah. A bit of the nose, but yeah, we love Fargo movie.
And you can definitely tell that he's got his own musical theme. It's really different in terms of the atmosphere.
So most of the time in this game, you got one character, one mission. But there are 4 missions in the game that we team up our cleaners, and then you can use 2 cleaners at the same time. Sometimes you can switch them, sometimes it's more linear that they are changing because something happens on the map.
Whoa, easy there, Chief. My boss, your boss, Don Rayner, sent me to help you out. He sent you to what? To clean up, to hide the bodies, to get you out of this hot mess your sorry ass has gotten you into.
Asshead! None of them ever helped me out. None of them would now!
Son, the pigs are coming. You can continue your little tantrum and go to jail, or you can try to trust me.
I'll hide in your goddamn car, and I'll rip the right thing inside the struts! You set me up!
Son, whatever you do to my Charlie Parker cassettes, I will do to you. You've been warned. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's save this ungrateful SOB's ass.
And so now we are playing Bob again, and you can right away hear that the soundtrack is different, the vibe is different.
He seems a lot less dangerous, to be honest.
So the setups in these games are also different. Sometimes you are coming to a scene and there's a cop already there. Sometimes they are coming to the scene in the middle of the game. So.
But usually kind of like the police is your main enemy.
But you will see some different enemies in.
Okay. Like mafia guys?
Yeah, mafia guys, SWAT guys. So we got a few kinds of enemies. Detective. Overall, the game is 20 missions, divided into 5 chapters, and those flashback missions that I mentioned.
Now, what happens if these guys spot you and attack you? Do you have like a certain amount of energy that you can lose, or will it be like instant death?
It will be instant death. So you can see those.
You wanted that to happen, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And we start from the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
As you can see, all those question marks are around their head when they see something. The same works for all those. When they see the door closed, something's changing with the doors, they will react with this one question mark.
Kind of like in Metal Gear.
Yeah. And the same goes when they see you. So. Okay, so this guy is going there because he saw the lights turned off. And now I will use it to my advantage. I knocked him out. I will close him here.
And he will not be able to get out from there now.
And there are those things that you can find in this game. Something like that. Probably someone who will be playing this for the first time, I'm not sure if he or she will find it right away. But there are a few of those things that you can do that. You need to try different methods.
You don't have kind of like a full map of a level, right?
The full what?
No, full map. You can't see a map of the area.
You can always use this cleaner sense, but it's restricted to some. You can't see the full map like in the first game.
Exactly, but you can bring up the cleaner sense as often as you want. There's
That's
no
right.
punishment
Yeah,
for using
and
it.
actually time slows a bit. So we are.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get to work. There's a lot of blood to clean.
I wonder how well this would work in real life. Did you try to vacuum some blood from snow?
Nope. But I get this question a lot.
Yeah.
We're discussing if we should cleaning.
I have to try it out. Probably it is working. I just haven't tried it yet. So and I guess at this point, when you're demoing the game here at Gamescom, I think the game's pretty much done probably.
Yeah,
because it's going to be out in a month.
That's true. Yeah, we right now are like on this submission level to all the platforms that will be releasing the game. In 1 month, 22nd September, it will be available on Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Steam, GOG, and Epic. and Switch as well.
Yeah. Did you have to make any changes to Switch version?
Yeah. Making games for Switch, like, it was a bit of work.
I can imagine that. It's getting difficult because the hardware is getting old.
Yeah,
at this point.
But it's there, and yeah. And this is the only platform that you can play Airplane if you want, for example.
Yeah, sure. So I guess the game is probably mostly tailored towards playing with a controller, right? Or
Yeah. I will highly recommend using controller. You can use keyboard, but it's much more harder to play that way. And you can't use all the options that you have available on the console.
And if you mentioned kind of like the different conversations and decisions that you can make, this is all put into the sequences between the missions. There's no talking during gameplay.
We wanted players to focus on the gameplay during missions and
yeah, because you tend to skip the stuff a lot that you've seen in missions when there's story bits in there.
Yeah, so we put a lot of effort on art style, as you can see, and about what 90s are for us, and we want to present. But the story was also very important for us.
Yeah, I really like the way you've done the snow with kind of like these different shades of white and gray that you're using. It's a very distinct art style that you're using.
Yeah. There are two main inspirations for our art style. It's for sure 90s cinema, as you can see. This scene resembles a bit of a Fargo movie. And the color palette, all those different posterized effects and different things that we do here. And the second is the postmodern art. So neo-expressionist, pop art, post-graffiti things. And one of the main artists that is important for us is Jean-Michel Basquiat, who actually died in 80s. But his work was so important, I believe, for artists in the 90s that you can see it everywhere. If you see his art and then you can see something from 90s, it's like resembles it a lot.
Have you been, as a lead designer, you've been involved with the art aspects of the game as well a lot?
Yeah, actually I was. Yeah, I was vision holder on that as well. So we talked a lot about the overall vision, our main inspirations and things like that. Oh, a lot of people complain about hiding in the first game, because when you hide it, when someone saw you, they wouldn't pick you up from that place. Yeah. Right now they are doing that, so. Okay. And what you can see at the bottom of the screen, just a few seconds ago, all those overlays, like GIFs running around the screen. Yeah. That's the very important narrative additions of ours. That you can see what the characters are thinking, what they are seeing. We're adding those extra narrative layers with those overlays.
Well, it all went better than expected, huh? What's wrong? Can't get your tongue. What's your angle? So you can talk it.
And all those cutscenes, each mission has its own intro and outro, so we get to know the whole story of the game. And when you connect all what characters are saying at the funeral house, all those cutscenes and all those descriptions that you have at the beginning of the missions, you can then understand the whole story. And each time you play the game, accordingly to which characters you will choose when, it can be a bit different the way the story will be presented to you.
Yeah, and talking about the story and what the guys are saying here, will the game be localized for different areas?
Yeah, it's actually localized to many languages. I don't remember them all, but there are many.
It's probably going to be a German version of it.
For sure, yeah.
I'm not proud. I threatened your Charlie Parker cassettes and your car.
I really like the concept of having these guys talk but not actually move like their mouths and their heads, because that's very 90s as well, because in the era of early 3D video gaming the guys didn't do that. So I guess that was a conscious decision that you make to have.
Actually, I had to say that's the way we present it. But the truth is, it's really hard to do those animations, and I'm a bit in the studio still. So yeah, but that's exactly what you thought. It is 90s thing, and that's why we did that.
All right, yeah, it works for the whole concept of the game. I think, like, Christoph, we have like 3 more minutes or stuff like that. I don't know if we should. You can probably start another mission or show something else that you want to show to our audience.
Yeah, I can just show you the Viper mission.
Yeah.
So when you saw a Psycho, he's like the most aggressive character in our game. As I said, you can always choose if you want to go stealthy or action. It's your decision. But each characters emphasize different part of the game.
Yeah.
So Psycho is on this aggressive side. Viper is on this selfish side. Lat is all about movement and verticality of her maps. And Bob is all-around guy.
All right. And can you replay missions, or would you have to start again from the beginning?
Actually, you have to start from the beginning of the game. Like, the story is really important for us and drives everything.
Yeah, but it's probably going to have a good replay value if the characters are so different.
5 intercepted is correct. His target tonight is...
Yeah, what is interesting, when we play tested the game, many people play completely different ways. You can right away see if someone is into stealth games, if someone is patient or is not. So that's cool.
It doesn't seem to be too punishing. I mean, the characters move rather fast, so it looks like it's an enjoyable game and not like you have to think about every step that you make. It's kind of like in between.
That's true. So you can see, right now we are at the morgue, and Viper has to steal some bodies from it. She doesn't know Bob yet, but she tries to impress him. She found information about him in internet. And right now she knows that she can take all those corpses.
Kind of like what she's doing here, unscrewing that stuff. This is kind of like every character could do that,
No,
right?
only
She can
Viper.
do it?
That's her thing.
I understand. I guess it helps a lot in this mission.
Yeah. And actually she is a hacker, so let's show some hacking. There are 2 ways of hacking in this game. One is more connected to moving things around. So for example, I will turn off the light right now and the police will react. But you sometimes have to hack things to progress the mission. So this is hacking connected to the story.
Very 90s green as well.
Yeah. So now I know where are corpses, where are evidence on the map, and I can still steal them.
All right. Christoph, I don't think we have time to get all the evidence now because we have to wrap it up. But thank you a ton for this very insightful presentation. I hope we could show a lot of what the game has to offer. It's going to be out on, you mentioned it, on September 22nd on every platform. I think it's about like 25 euros or something here in Germany. It's a digital release that you can get on all the platforms. Thank you for taking the time. Enjoy the rest of Gamescom. Best of luck with the game. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to play it myself, try out all the different characters.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having us.
And I'll switch back to German now to say goodbye to our audience. Liebe Leute, das war unser Einblick in Serial Cleaners, ein kommendes Spiel. In etwa einem Monat kommt es raus für alle Plattformen. Wir hoffen, es hat euch ein bisschen gefallen. Wir wünschen euch natürlich auch ganz viel Spaß mit unserem Restprogramm hier von der Beanscom. Es geht jetzt gleich weiter mit einer fantastischen Folge, wie ich mir habe sagen lassen, Bingo-Battle zum Thema Pokémon mit Sarah, mit Sam, mit Wirt und mit Markus, also unseren Pokémon-Expertinnen und Experten. Bleibt uns gewogen, bleibt bis heute Abend dran und wenn ihr noch nach Köln kommt bei uns hier auf der Messe vorbei am Stand. Macht mit bei unseren Shows, es gibt eine Menge Sachen, wo ihr auch selber dabei sein könnt. Ansonsten vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Einfach dranbleiben, jetzt geht's weiter mit Pokémon. Danke an Christoph und wir sehen uns. Tschüss.